Does WWE have a championship problem? This is a question that I've been asking myself for a couple days now, and the more I looked into it, the more I kind of started to agree with it. And I'm not saying the problem lies in the amount of championships that WWE has. The problem is how WWE is treating some of their champions right now. Because some have been very good, some have been very bad, and some of them have been just kind of in between. And before we get too far ahead in the video, I want to say that if you are a WWE fan, consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. That is all we post is WWE related content. So if you're a WWE fan, again, consider subscribing. It's free. You can always change your mind later. So when you take a look at the list of all the current champions within WWE, obviously the name at the top of the mountain is Cody Rhodes. Now the issue with that is Cody Rhodes has been written off of TV, and we know that it is largely because his wife Brandy just had a kid. And we also know that Cody Rhodes is going to be off filming Street Fighter. So that means the top champion of your company is not going to be on TV. Now that kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth because it feels like the number one champion in your company should be on TV. And if WWE knew that Cody Rhodes was going to be taking some time off, why give him the championship in the first place? Again, you can argue that this is or isn't out of WWE's control, but you could have had a lot of other feuds with John Cena still carrying the Universal Championship, and then circle back to when Cody Rhodes is back from filming and back from taking time with his family. I feel like that would have been the better alternative than what we're currently getting. Now, you may argue that Cody Rhodes is still going to be involved, but the guy who took him off of TV, Drew McIntyre, seems to be a little more busy with Randy Orton than he does Cody Rhodes right now. So, it's kind of a weird time right now for WWE because Cody Rhodes has been written off of TV, Roman Reigns has been written off of TV, so right now, who's the biggest star in the WWE? For me, I feel like it's got to be Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, obviously, carrying the World Heavyweight Championship, and is involved in one of the best storylines that WWE has going right now in his feud with CM Punk. And on top of that, you can throw Becky Lynch and carrying the Women's IC title into that feud as well. Now, Becky Lynch has done a fantastic job at carrying the Women's Intercontinental Championship and making it feel like one of the most sought-after championships that WWE has to offer. And it's not just what she's doing right now, but it's everything that happened between her, Lyra Valkyria, Bayley was in there for a while, and I would argue that the Women's IC title is the most highly coveted, sought-after women's championship that WWE has to offer right now. Tiffany Stratton's reign has been good up to this point, but there has been a lot of bad, with it keeps circling back to Nia Jax for some reason. It finally felt like she was going to get something new and something really special with Jade Cargill, and we still might get that, but we also really haven't seen a whole lot out of Tiffany Stratton as of late. And then you have the Women's World Championship, which obviously has a kind of hazy future ahead of it. Because while Naomi had a very, very quick, but very, very fun and memorable title run, the two contenders, Io Sky and Stephanie Valkyr, are going to be having a match for that title at WrestlePalooza. Now, my argument is why couldn't this have been done at Clash in Paris? Because once we got the announcement from Adam Pearce that there wasn't going to be a number one contenders tournament or battle royal, and it was announced that it was going to be Io Sky taking on Stephanie Valkyr, the talk around that title turned into why couldn't this have been done at Clash in Paris? Clearly, because to me it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. If you're not going to do a proper tournament or battle royal, what you do instead is you just give it to the other number one contender for the title. And if Stephanie Valkyr wins, that's great for her, but the moment isn't going to be as special because it's at WrestlePalooza. And no disrespect to the Indianapolis crowd, but it's not going to hold a candle to what Paris had to offer. And if Io Sky ends up winning, let's not forget, when Io Sky did carry that championship, she was barely on TV. And speaking of not being on TV, have you guys forgotten that Julia is the current Women's United States Champion? I wouldn't blame you if you did forget because, again, she's never on TV. Now, I did kind of have hope for what was going on between her and Kiana James, but that was pretty much killed when Kiana James got beat in 5 seconds to Michin. And when you go ahead and take a look at the tag team titles, the WWE Tag Team Championships being held by the Wyatt Six has been really, really good, but they've been in a division which has been so unbelievably good that it's almost kind of hard to mess that up. But even what they're doing right now and kind of messing with the Street Profits, and we're kind of getting teased of possibly the Street Profits splitting, I really like the work that they are doing with the WWE Tag Team titles. Now, on the other side, where you have the World Tag Team Championships, currently being held by JD McDonough and Finn Balor, which again, I wouldn't blame you at all if you've forgotten that those two were carrying the tag team championships on Raw, because again, we hardly really see them, and when we do see them, recently they've been doing singles matches and not tag team matches. Now look, obviously the tag team division on Raw is basically nothing compared to SmackDown, but I would at least like to see the tag team champions have tag team matches. And the same can kind of be said for the women's tag team champions, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Early on, that had a lot of promise, but recently, again, we've been seeing them having more singles matches than tag team matches. And as your tag team champions, again, I want to see you in tag team matches. So again, I'm not going to sit here and say that every championship that WWE has right now is in a bad spot. There is a lot of good that WWE is doing, but there also is a lot of bad right now. So this is where I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about WWE possibly having a championship problem? Do you agree with it? Do you not agree with it? Let me know why you agree or disagree. As always, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments, and while you're down there, swing by the description and click the Linktree link. That is the only link in bio for a reason, and that is because it will take you to all of the social media platforms for this channel. And I do suggest going and checking out our X page. Besides YouTube, I am most active over on X. We do updates for Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, and the PLEs. And above all else, I want the X page to be a place for wrestling fans to go and talk about wrestling, especially if you're like me and you don't have a lot of people to talk to about wrestling. So if you are like me and you're looking for a group of wrestling fans to talk about wrestling with, swing by an upcoming episode of Monday Night Raw, this episode of Friday Night SmackDown you should not miss. And we obviously have WrestlePalooza coming up very shortly. Also, we are on TikTok. Finally got around to making a TikTok page. Over there, we're going to be posting clips from these videos. We're also just going to be talking about other WWE related things. So if you're scrolling on TikTok and you come across one of my videos, drop a like, drop a follow, show it some love. I'm really trying to grow that page as much as possible. So with all that said and done, that is going to do it for this video here. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button. If you really enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button. Both are free and both just really, really help out the channel a lot. And of course, if you have made it to this point of the video, I want to say thank you very, very much for taking the time out of your busy day to watch these videos here. It really means the absolute world to me. As always, stay tuned for more WWE content coming in the future. See you next time.